So me and the boys, we will be breaking down the teams we think will dominate Europe's biggest stage and ranking their chances of going all the way. All right, let's get right into it. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good, bro.
Luckily for all four of us, our teams are in the UCL this season. We have half of our pod. Half of our pod are actually in Europa, roughly half of them. We have the new system this year. Before we start off with our predictions, I'm just curious, what do you guys think of the new system? Are you pro or against it?
I think it's like just a copy of the Super League. Again, like it might take a while to get used to. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see how it plays out this year. But I did like the older system too. It just felt more of like like the group of death type of feel. So it was more like fun seeing like what teams your team would get paired up with.
The thing that I like about this year's is though, like sometimes in the group stage, it felt like some of the games were like, with all due respect to the lower level teams or whatever, they weren't the best. With this new format, you have a lot of big games literally straight off the bat instead of just waiting for the knockout rounds. So
that's true. Yeah.
I like that, to be honest. The only thing is obviously more games doesn't necessarily mean better quality because they're not robots at the end of the day, the players and everything.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm super excited, bro. Like I can't wait. Next week is the first games, and there's already some bangers in there, so I'm very stoked about it.
The thing is, like, not having a return game in the group stages. I don't know, that was a big part of it. They play the first game, they tie or they get smashed. I think we just have to see. Like, this makes it like interesting because it feels like there's gonna always be exciting games.
It gives more chance also to like the mid to lower tier teams to make playoffs and stuff. Given the amount of teams that and basically 24 teams has the chance to make the round of 16.
Yeah.
It's all the big teams though, and there's no like United, so we can watch some quality games.
Bro, did you see the last episode that Parsa didn't even remember that they weren't in the UCL? He's like, we're not even in UCL. What am I talking
That's
about?
the state of their fan base, bro. Let's be real here. There's a collective 3 brain cells running that whole fan base.
That's crazy. All right, without further ado, we are going to be starting with our top 8. All right, so 8th, I'm just going to say who I have. I have Juventus in 8th. All right, and I'll pass it along to each and every one of you basically and tell me who you have in 8th. So Sultan, who do you have in 8th?
I have Arsenal, the Gunners.
Okay, Ilya?
I have Arsenal too.
Oh, wow. And Evie?
I had PSG.
You have PSG in there, bro?
Wow.
With that
Bro,
group that they have?
Really?
Their schedule. Have you guys seen their schedule, by the way?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know the teams that they're
You know
facing,
who
bro.
They're facing Bayern first. They're
Exactly, yeah. So how are they
Yes, I
even
don't
in
know
your 8th is
I'm
what I'm
surprised
saying.
you
I don't
have
have
them
them,
in top
for example. Spoiler alert.
Okay, I still think they're gonna like dominate the lower end team. So that's what 12 points out of them. I think they could sneak away some wins at home, especially against like, Arsenal or Madrid or Atletico Madrid.
Almost every game is hard. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they have City, Bayern, Atleti, Arsenal, PSV, Salzburg, Girona, and Stuttgart.
Those last 4 are easy.
I don't think they can win.
From pot four.
That's why I had them in 8th because I'm like I still think they're gonna do good. Also consider how easy the league is for them right now. They're rotating every other week, bro.
I don't know, bro. Yeah,
I don't think they'll make it. To be honest.
I don't think they make top. Like,
Spoiler
spoiler
the
alert.
top scorer of this competition.
You're
I
chopped.
don't think Juve is gonna make it either. To be honest with you.
Juve have City, Leipzig, Benfica, Bruges, PSV, Lille, Stuttgart, and Aston Villa. I don't know.
think
These are
none
some
of those
tough
are
teams,
easy.
though.
None of those are easy.
Anyways.
Who knows what they're gonna be? I feel like they're
Yeah, that's
a
the thing.
question mark. Like,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be. I think they're gonna really fight for the league. They have to. For them, they have to climb up the league now.
The thing is, they played well in the league, but they faced some like really bad teams, and I know they tied Roma recently, and Roma was doing worse than Milan, bro. So
Gosh.
I don't want to hear this,
they're
bro.
also
You
been
man tied to
relying-
Torino and lost to Parma, bro. You're no position to talk about Juve, bro, right now.
what does this say? Bro? What does this say right here?
That shit ain't even updated, bro. You're still stuck on 6.
Shit, man, when the fuck did I get this? But
Most of the starting line, not most of it, but a lot of the new starters are from the academy.
yeah,
So
And Vlahovic
I didn't
Footy.
have them my age. I don't feel like the team's ready yet to take that leap into the top 8.
The interesting thing about this one is we kind of, since it's the first year of the new format, we don't exactly know like how many points relatively you need to actually be in the top 8. You know what I mean?
I would assume
that's the
like
thing.
out of the 8 games, to make it to the top 8, you have to win at least, I would say 6. If you win 6 of the
Six.
games,
Yeah.
you're guaranteed a top 8. That's like just hypothetically me like trying to make some like BS
based
math in my
off
head.
my football manager knowledge too.
But how many
18 points
teams are realistically winning 6 out of their 8 games though? Not a lot. I
Not
feel
many.
like.
But I feel like, I mean, like
But you can
5
draw
at least.
too.
Yeah. But anyways, you guys had Arsenal at 8th, you said? So they have PSG, Inter, Shakhtar, Atalanta, Dinamo Zagreb, Sporting, Monaco, and Girona.
They're strong. I think they'll make it. I think they really have to this year, like show up for the Champions League because it wasn't good last year. But I don't know. Odegaard just got injured. Martinelli, I heard, just got injured. So who knows?
Yeah, just to add to Ilya's points, I feel like Arteta, like the past 2 years, has elevated the team in a way that they're able to compete at this elite level, and have a place among the top 8. That's why I had them at 8th. Like, given like their history in the Champions League has been that good, but I feel like maybe they're ready to take that next step this year.
Okay.
The thing is, I've never seen Arteta like perform in the Champions League to that level, especially when he like gets beat like easily, like or like outcoached by teams like Porto, for example, like the last couple of years, or other teams that have also faced him and have actually like held their own. So, and also if you think about the league too, he's going to be competing against City, like Liverpool. I think he really wants to win the league, which is why I think he might not prioritize the Champions League as much.
Alrighty. All right. So 7th, I have Aston Villa at 7th. Okay.
Wow.
Ooh, good shout, actually.
Evie, who do you have 7th?
I had Atletico Madrid, actually.
Okay. Ilya?
I have Liverpool.
Okay. Sultan?
I have Atletico Madrid as well. Simeone knows what he's doing in Champions League. These types of games, Simeone or Black Magic will do its thing. The team's been used to success in the Champions League, maybe not winning it, but they always relatively do very well. Atletico's the type of team that can grind out those points. Especially, like, I feel like they face PSG first. No.
Damn, yeah. No, I'm taking a look at it right now, and that's a good shout.
Yeah, Leipzig,
I think I forgot
Paris,
about them.
Leverkusen, Benfica, Lille, Salzburg.
5 wins at the end right there. Those last 5.
Yeah. No, that's a good shout.
Bratislava and Sparta Praha. You could say
they
like
can beat United, but I don't know if they can beat Madrid, like Atletico Madrid.
No, that's a great shout. Yeah, I think I completely forgot about them. And then you had Liverpool, you said?
Yeah.
I'd expect you to have them higher, I guess. But they did have a tough group, I think, with what I remember.
They have one of the toughest groups, I think.
Yeah.
They have Leipzig, Madrid, Leverkusen, Milan, Lille, PSV, Bologna.
they have a tough group.
It's tough, but they look good. But I think number one, obviously they're new. Like the team is new, basically. I think they're a little thin too, and they have to stay top 4.
Do you think they're gonna focus like more on one competition than the other, or at this point they're just gonna try to do what they can for both?
I think they're gonna do the same thing they did with Klopp, abandoning FAs, abandoning the Carabaos, like totally not wasting any of their playing time on those. I think it's really Liverpool's model. They really focus on Champions League all the time because it's so much of the revenue.
I'm curious, like with Slot, what would be considered like a successful season in terms of the UCL, I guess, since it's his first season in the UCL with Liverpool?
I think quarters will be successful. Okay. Semi would be great. I think it would be amazing.
So 7th, I had Aston Villa. I didn't even talk about those brothers. I completely forgot.
I thought that was a great shout too. They also have a really easy schedule.
Yeah. That I was looking at there. So they have Bayern, Leipzig, Juve, Bruges, Celtic, Young Boys, Bologna, and Monaco.
I see 5 wins right there from them too.
I think like 4 or 5 wins they can get them. They can even get a result maybe against like Leipzig or Juve, maybe like a draw or something like that. Yeah. I think they have a good team. Unai Emery usually like with Sevilla and whatever in Europa, but he likes European competitions. So I'm a back good evening as well for this year in European competitions. I think they'll do decent.
Is it like their first time in the UCL like 40 something years as well?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting for them. 6th, I have Borussia Dortmund. Sultan, who do you have 6th?
I have Internazionale.
Ilya?
Barcelona.
Evie?
I also had Inter there.
I'll let you guys start off with Inter since both of you have the same team again. But you can start with Inter because that's your rival.
I think alike.
If you look at just how Inter's been playing, I mean, they completely demolished Atalanta this weekend.
Yeah.
They're really putting a statement out there for just how good their style of play is. Like, the team might not be as fit, but if you think about it, like, they've already won the league, so they have less to prove in that sense because they are the defending champs, so like the league might be easier to them. So I see them pushing now for the Champions League. The only thing holding me back why they're kind of a bit like low is just their schedule as well. Like they have City, Leipzig, Arsenal, Leverkusen, so those are tough games. Yeah,
I agree with everything Evie said. You know, Inter, like, given how they dominated Serie A last year, they'll take the next step again. They've built a foundation. They basically everyone knows their roles on that team. The remaining 4 games, they should be able to breeze through those.
They were unlucky last year as well with Atleti. I feel like
it was a penalty shootout, right?
Why'd you have Barcelona in at 6th?
You know what's funny? You have my team. I have your team.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
both Barca and Dortmund, probably one of the easiest.
Yeah, I agree.
Groups. Yeah, Barca has the ability to win almost every game, especially with what Flick is doing. Given no injuries to your boy Lamine, I think they can go pretty far with that group.
I hope so, bro. I hope so. But Dortmund, they have
one of the easiest probably.
They have Barca, Madrid. I don't know how many points they get in that, and then Shakhtar, Bruges, Celtic, Dinamo Zagreb, Sturm, and Bologna. So I think they get like 4 or 5 dubs. Honestly, I think they have the potential to do that. They could even do 6 dubs, to be honest.
6 dubs, I could see that.
Yeah, exactly. So besides
or 6 draws. Like
yes, that's the thing.
It's just like that's the thing with Dortmund right now.
That's the thing. But I'm backing them. I'm backing them. Okay, I respect the Barcelona backing as well. 5th, I have Arsenal in at 5th.
I have Atleti.
Okay.
I have Bayer Leverkusen.
Oh wow. And then Evie, who do you have?
I had Real Madrid there.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Talk to me. I'll let you start off with that. That's juicy.
Okay, I just think, first off, I don't know if they're going to beat Liverpool, for example. Also, I think a lot of teams will play a lot of low pressing with them. Again, like you can see how they're playing La Liga. They still haven't found their groove. Yeah, I think they might take a while to find their groove, and they might miss out on some results early on because of that.
No, it's not a crazy shout. Like they don't have the easiest group as well on paper. Dortmund, Liverpool, Milan, Atalanta. They could get like
wins, but
yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Like when I've been watching them play, I just haven't found like that exciting type of football where I'm like, wow, this team can like really do it again. But it's Madrid, like.
All the seasons that they don't do well, they still do well in the
exactly.
That's the thing, though.
Why'd you have Leverkusen? That's a pretty ballsy shout. I can't lie.
I know. Given their schedule, I know they're facing like 4 amazing teams, and both the Milan clubs. They play them at home, Atleti and Liverpool. But I feel like that team has such a great mentality with a great coach, and I feel like with the failure they had in the Europa League final last year, probably put more effort into the Champions League, given it's their first participation since 2019-2020. Alonso's giving me like a reason to believe in this team and to have them as high as 5th in my list.
They scraped by so many games though.
They
did. But that's the thing. In the Champions League, sometimes you have to scrape by, especially like when they clutch up. It's usually like a last minute goal. Like they're always pressing. They're always fighting, and I feel like
is that gonna translate to like the Champions League where they get those late minutes even? And
that's obviously up for debate, but I'm willing to bet on Alonso's as a team. They're not that experienced in the Champions League as a team or as an organization.
That could also play a role because you said they could prove that they're one of the big boys, but because it is their first year after a while, again, it could also backfire.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely a risk. The risk that I took having this high, but I just feel like they have a chip on their shoulder in Europe.
Just say you're glazing Xabi Alonso, bro. Just say it. It's fine,
That's Ancelotti's replacement once Ancelotti retires.
And then Ilya, you had Atleti. Anything you want to add that hasn't been mentioned?
Pretty much the same thing. Simeone is so good at these knockout games in Europe. They always get to the semis or something. They're really tough. They're the type of team that they can beat anyone and also grind out a draw against anyone too. And they'll do well.
Yeah, summer signings will definitely help them as well.
Yeah.
But I had Arsenal 5th. I don't think they have necessarily a very tough group. I think they can get at least 4, maybe 5 dubs out of there, even more. So I think they had a couple of signings that strengthened their depth. But obviously now Odegaard is injured a little bit as well. So we'll see what kind of impact that would have on them. They would be my top 5 favorites to win the whole thing this year. So number 4, my eternal rivals. I have Real Madrid in at number 4. Ilya, who did you have 4th?
I have Bayern.
Sultan?
I have my eternal rivals, FC Barcelona, at number 4.
And then, Evie, who did you have?
I had AC Milan. No, I'm joking. I had Barcelona as well.
All right, interesting.
Again, Sultan, we're matching there.
Yeah, you guys have I think 3 out of however many, 6 or what we've done so far.
I feel like it'll be more with the top 3 probably.
Ball, bro.
That's great. You had Milan. You had Milan finishing 1st in Serie A. Don't forget that.
I still stand by that, bro. Come see me at the end of the season.
Why'd you guys have Barcelona in at 4th?
Talking about having a chip on the shoulder when it comes to UEFA Champions League and Barcelona, it hasn't been the greatest match in the past few years. I think Barca with Flick has a new personality. They're getting into their groove, and I don't think their schedule is that hard. I feel like six of the games, I feel like they should comfortably be able to win it. And I feel like that game against Bayern will be a very, very like big statement game for them, especially their history against Bayern in the past few years. I feel like if there's any time for Barca to get their revenge on Bayern, it's this year. With Flick as their coach, the great start they've had to the La Liga season, deserving of the top 4 spot, maybe higher as well, depending on how they do it in that Bayern game.
Evie, anything to
I
add
agree with
about?
that as well. I also just think they've been playing the most like exciting football out of any team in the top 5. And the XG also supports that claim too. The only worry I'd have is just because their team is kind of like injury prone and they don't have much depth. So even like the smallest injury, like you miss a week or two here and there, again, like you're gonna have to play a youngster there, and are they fit for the big stage and everything? But the one thing I like about Barcelona this season is I think they like being the underdogs, because all the attention's on Real Madrid right now in the league. They're kind of being seen like a forgotten team, but they're still showing that they can do it, and they're showing a lot of character. I really like that. So I think Flick is really being like an unsung hero there. So excited to see more of them.
I just got the massive boner, bro. Like,
let me
show it.
What are you saying, bro? That's crazy. If my girl sees this, I'm cooked. Yeah, talk to me about Bayern.
I think they have the easiest schedule out of anyone.
So why do you have them only 4th then?
Because
Company?
Watching Company, I don't have full trust. I don't know. It's too early to say.
Yeah.
It's the first 2 games, they dominated, but they also conceded a lot.
Number 3, I have Manchester City. Who would like to start off first with theirs? A little bit of reasoning.
I think Inter top 3 team
in the world.
Europe. Yeah.
Oh wow!
I think they're amazing. Yes. I thought last year in the Champions League they did really well. They got really unlucky to lose out on penalties on Atletico. I thought they were probably the best team until I think it was quarterfinals, right? Knocked out,
and they had bare chances against.
Yeah, they should have won that game. And if they won, I think they would have went to the final. They're really, really strong. Inzaghi is amazing, and they're settled.
What did Pep say? He's like, we're champions or something because of Lukaku, I think.
Yeah,
he says some shit like that.
He always says some stuff like that. Like, remember when he said like, what did he say? Who's the best player he's ever faced? Matthew Nunes or something?
Really?
Wolves game, he's like, he might be the best player I've ever seen. And then
that's crazy. That brother cap him.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Just like how he said Licha is a top 5 CBs or CB or something like that.
We cannot replace him. Come on, bro. You got Holland. He's probably better than him, actually.
He's one of the best trolls ever.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
or what did he say literally a week ago? He's like, the preseason is done or something like that. The season starts now because the international games.
Not gonna lie, that was Wara.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro. I like that. I can't lie. He's like, this is, now the business starts, bro.
Yeah.
And then Evie, why did you have?
I just think their schedule's just like looking really easy, and they're pretty inconsistent. But like when they play well, they play well. But like Sahin, just because I don't like him as a coach, I don't think he's ready for that scene. But they just have such like weak competition that I think that they'll finish in the top, but I don't know if they'll advance like past that. So
and then you had Bayern, Sultan. Talk to me.
I feel like with Company, Bayern's like trying to like redeem themselves with the failure of last season with 0 trophies won. But I feel like with the players they have and the summer signing they did in Michael Olise, Palhinha, Bayern's got what it takes. They always do well in the Champions League. It's going to be a big year for them. They start their Champions League campaign against Aston Villa away. I feel like if they're able to get 3 points from that game, the rest of the campaign should be relatively straightforward for them, minus that Barca away game. And I feel like they're better than Paris Saint-Germain. Having them being third is a fair shot for them. So that's why I had them high.
Alrighty. And then I had City third. Now that I'm looking at it, I could have had them higher. They have Inter, PSG, Juventus are the big ones. And then the other ones are pretty straightforward for them. They still have a solid team. They still have Pep. They have Savio, Gundogan as well. I think he's going to play an important role for them in the UCL. My 1 to 3 is very interchangeable for me. I don't know about you guys, but literally from my 1 to 3, I can switch them up however you want. Like it's going to be pretty close. So I'll let you guys start off with your seconds first, actually. But yeah, Evie, I'll let you start off with your second.
Like just they're a great team, easy schedule. Yep. I think they're going to feast later on in the competition, especially with Company. But yeah, as everyone said, pretty easy.
Ilya?
It's Madrid. It's really
that's crazy.
All there is. Even when they don't look good, they kill it in Europe. And,
they have a lot of injuries though so far this season, eh?
They do, but they
did as well last year.
Such a deep squad, honestly.
Ceballos is injured right now as well.
Oh, Ceballos is injured.
So who do you have? Tchouaméni, Valverde, and Güler, I guess.
Yeah.
Jude is out.
But murmurs are saying Jude's back next game against Sociedad next weekend.
But that rotation of midfielders is ridiculous. The rotation of forwards are ridiculous.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
lacking a CB though. I can't lie, bro. Like
Who's the
Rudiger.
backup for that? I know they had like that youngster, but I don't know if they all.
Yeah, João Martinez, like the Ramos region. He got an ACL injury, unfortunately.
Oh.
He's out for the year.
What's Ancelotti
Yeah.
cooking, bro?
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, fair. They are Madrid. Yeah, that's all you have to say about them in the UCL, I guess. Fuck. And then Sultan, who did you have in
I
that
had
second?
Manchester City. Man City has like a relatively easy schedule for them, and their toughest game against Inter is at home. They won't really struggle that much with it, given the depth they have and the summer signings they did. Like guys talking about Savio and bringing Gundogan back. They have everything they need to win the Champions League even. And I have them like second, but I feel like they're a top 5 team.
I had these boys. But you know what? F it. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to switch it up right now.
Madrid.
Bayern is second. I'm going to switch it up right now. Yeah. I can't do my babies dirty like that, bro. Like, if Sultan's backing his team like that, I got it as well. You know what I mean, bro? Like, can't say
Milan first.
Milan first. They have a very good squad. It's going to be interesting to see them with company. That is part of the reason why I was like, you know what? I could even place them in that second because I don't know how they're going to do with company in Europe. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward with them. The toughest game that they have is Barcelona and PSG. PSG they have at home. I think they probably win that. So Barca is going to be the interesting one that they play in Barcelona. I think Bayern is one of my favorites to win it this year. The only thing is company. That's the one question mark that they have. So
that was kind of my thing. My top 3 is like even with Inter and Madrid, it's established team, established manager.
Makes sense. Alrighty, numero uno. Evie, who did you have? Sultan.
I had Real Madrid.
Of course. Illy.
Shout out to my boy Evie. AC Milan. No, I'm joking. I got City too.
Yeah, City. Yeah, and then first, the greatest sporting institution in the world, right here. Football Club Barcelona. Football Club Barcelona. Number 1. We will be number 1. We will be there. I believe in my little German. I'll let you guys start off with City, first of all. Yeah, not much to be said about City as well, but go ahead.
I just think they're like the safest team to bet on, honestly. Like you got Pep, you got a full squad, I don't think there's any injuries on that team either. They got a great bench. I could see Pep maybe like giving that positioning away to kind of like make teams underestimate him. Like I could see him doing that for the league and like actually like start knocking out teams afterwards, you know? Just
you think he's gonna gamble like that?
Dude, psychopath, bro. Like obviously still gonna dominate, but
yeah, I think Inter's only the only difficult game they have, and everything else is really easy. I think they're gonna come out first, and then they just control games so well. They look good now. They look really, really good.
They have the future Ballon d'Or winner in their squad as well.
And yeah, and they got Gundogan back, which is the only main problem last year. And
bookie odds as well. They're the favorites. I'm pretty sure.
So yeah.
Right? Yeah, they're still the favorites. Mr. Galacticos, why do you have them at first? Give me some good reasoning.
So Real Madrid in the Champions League, man, a match made in heaven. They just have something about them in the Champions League, some sort of aura, you could say. Although they have a very, in my opinion, one of the toughest 8 matchups from the top teams.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. He's hyping them up right now to be like, yo, they have such a tough team.
I don't think so.
So, you know,
listen.
Yeah, they don't have that hard of a team, bro.
Listen, I'm not. It's like when you compare it to like Man City or like a Bayern or Barca, I feel like Real Madrid's schedule is a bit tougher. They will struggle more. Given that they start off their matchups against Stuttgart and Lille, I feel like if they win those 2 games, then the tougher games will follow, like the Dortmund game, the Milan game, and the Liverpool game at the end of November, which is the toughest game in the group. I feel like you guys talked about like teams like playing a low block against Madrid, but I feel like that won't be necessarily the case in the Champions League because Champions League, everyone's gonna try to get as many points as they can, right? And like a lot of the teams are not gonna be satisfied with 1 point. Like they're not just gonna stay back and just let Madrid like try to break them down the whole game. Players are gonna like go forward. Teams are gonna take risks. With Madrid's play style, I feel like UCL is the perfect competition for them. Obviously, with the format change and that they've introduced this year, it's harder to predict. With Ancelotti, he always finds solutions, even with players out. Last year, season-ending UCL injuries. You know, I believe in Ancelotti. I believe in Real Madrid in the Champions League. I personally want like the league more this year, like domestic league, La Liga. I'm comfortable with that pick. You know, Ala Madrid, nada más. It's your turn to glaze your team. Come on.
Don't need to glaze, baby boy. The XG is talking right now.
The
As of
XG,
right
the
now,
XG, okay.
as of right now,
What
the
are
XG is
experts
glazing
saying
us.
about, yeah.
Barcelona, bar injuries. We have a lot of injuries already, and we are cursed with injuries in general. Bayern is the difficult one, and that one's at home as well. Again, Bayern has more than enough firepower and experience to slap us. We have Atalanta as well, who we play at home, and then Dortmund away. So the other ones I think are dubs. Bayern is the only one that I'm really afraid of as of right now, and I feel a little bit better about it just because it's at home. And we also have Hansi Flick, so that's going to be interesting. I think we have a very good team. We have the best right winger in the world right now. The best. No one else compares to him. No Saka, no Salah, no one. That brother is elite at 17, bro.
Christian Pulisic.
That's great. But yeah, no, I think we have a solid team, bro. I really like what I'm seeing with Hansi Flick as well. It's going to be interesting to see in Europe, though, how we're going to go with that because it's very attack right now. And you might not get as punished in La Liga as you will in the UCL if you do that. He's a proven coach. He's one of the only 2 coaches to win a sextuple, right? So I'm excited for this season. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but it's looking like a pretty good season so far, bar injuries, like I said. But yeah. Visca Barça. Last question. Well, 2 questions, I guess. Top goal scorer. Who do you guys have?
I have Harry Kane to finish as top goal scorer.
Interesting.
Holland.
Okay. Evie?
They're going to decimate with that team.
Smash it. He looks really good. Or he looks really sharp right now.
Yeah, I'll go with Erling as well. I can't lie. Sultan, bro, what's happening? Why don't you have Mr. Mbappe as your top goal scorer?
The goals will be shared, especially Vinny and Rodrigo. They contribute a lot in the UCL, like goals and assists. Like Mbappe will score, but I don't feel like he's gonna like just score every goal for us. I feel like the goals will be shared among the front 3 or 4, whoever's playing.
To win the competition, who do you guys have?
No, I want to say Real Madrid.
City?
I haven't thought about it, but I would say City because I think it's Pep's last year and I think he'll go off with a bang.
That brother ain't leaving, bro, without smashing every record
what
Sir
I'm saying,
Alex
yeah,
has
like-
probably. You think he cuts? I'm saying I don't think he cuts.
Yeah,
I don't think so either.
Isn't it? He's not
I don't
signed,
think so.
He hasn't signed a new contract yet.
No, but
It's up in the air right now,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't know if he's gonna leave. But yeah, City is one of the favorites. So Ilya, Evie, you said City, and then Sultan.
I have Real Madrid, but if I were to pick another
Shocker.
team, but I would say Bayern just to for the sake of the combo, and but I feel like Bayern has the tools to win the Champions League. I don't want to glaze City. I
I
guess
definitely think Villa is the team to watch the most. Though. Like they're the team that I think will surprise a lot.
that's a good shout.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna go with City as well. I hope they win. But honestly, with them,
You hope they win,
I hope. I
It's
don't
crazy,
know.
bro.
so you don't hope Barca wins. That's
I hope
crazy.
they
No,
win.
so it's
Man.
like
Oh,
yeah.
hey,
I
I
just
thought
think
you were
Badge
talking
that I
about
just
City.
kissed.
Yeah,
No,
man,
no, sorry.
I literally made out with it, bro.
Praying for
Like,
City to win. It's crazy.
nah, I'm not Jasser, bro. That brother is.
My brother praying for a
Asking-
sextuple right now, bro.
He got the treble. He's praying for a sextuple, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Community Shield too.
That's crazy, bro. We have an imposter amongst us, a
Red
United fan. But yeah, no, I would be happy with Barcelona, for example, if they make the semis this year. I think that would be a success for us if we make the semis this year. Dark horse, you had Aston Villa, you said?
Yeah.
Quickly for dark
I have
horses.
Girona, surprising. Maybe not results wise, but
Yeah.
performance wise.
Also, when I was looking at the XG table, they were one of the teams up there too.
Their schedule is really hard given Liverpool, Paris, Arsenal, Milan. I feel like they can make the top 24. That like they'll be in the playoffs to make the round of 16. I'll give them that much.
I think Leipzig is going to be kind of they'll do surprisingly well. They've been looking good recently. Who will disappoint? Probably Milan.
That's crazy.
Honestly.
Evie, this
don't
one's,
look good
this
right
one's
now.
for you, Evie. I have Milan as my dark horses.
Oh, really? Okay,
Okay.
damn.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
I like that
Yeah.
game.
I mean, I just decided it right now off the bat. I didn't actually like take a deep look into it. But yeah, dark horses.
I
bro.
also like Stuttgart
believe in you
too. I
guys.
like Stuttgart a lot too.
No, those brothers are ass, bro.
Nah, trust me, their
Not gonna do
style of
anything.
play, I think, will
Good.
They sold Girassi, right?
Yeah, they did. Underachievers. Ilya already said his, which was Milan. Evie.
I'm gonna give a couple
Underachievers?
shouts here. Lille, one of them.
Okay.
Bologna. Bro, Bologna finishing dead fucking last.
I have Juve as underperformance for me.
Yeah, I
Out of the
agree.
big teams, I would say Leverkusen might underperform for me. They were in dreamland when they were winning every game. Now I think they're gonna come back to reality more, having to face like bigger teams, but also getting beat more often. Where it's like they're not gonna keep the confidence as much. I've seen this a lot happen too. Like I remember even Milan after they won the Scudetto, like Napoli as well, like just from like Italy.
And then Sultan. Underachievers for you.
Juve.
Oh yeah, you said Juve.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Juve.
I just don't see how that team can perform at the highest level of the Champions League elite.
Fair.
It's good. So we have some
I think they need some
teams
time.
there.
And they don't have a single easy game, I think. Actually, Bruges maybe, but that's
Underachievers. I'm thinking of one of the big boys. I was thinking
like
Liverpool.
Underachievers in relevance to how good the team is.
I was thinking Liverpool.
I
was thinking Liverpool might underachieve just because they have a very tough group, in my opinion. That's the thing.
I also had
I thought a lot
out of
about
the top
Liverpool,
8,
to be honest.
So
I didn't have them in my top 8 as well, so I guess that is kind of an underachievement for Liverpool.
no, I don't know because
Sort of.
it's their
No?
first year with a new coach and they didn't really
That's
make
true
any
as well.
signings. So they're again like one of
All right, F it, bro. Real Madrid, underachievers. Let's do it. Let's start the prop right now.
But like Real Madrid, if they don't win it, it's underachievement for them. You know what I mean? So like, it's not a bad shout.
Real Madrid, underachievers, bro. But yeah, alrighty.
Oh, Sultan, it's a question.
What's
What
up?
would you say realistically is an underachievement for Madrid this season in terms of
The
UCL?
Champions League achievement would be like a round of 16 exit or a quarterfinal exit at most.
But your team got better.
That means
Wouldn't you
then
expect them to like
No, but he's saying underachievement. Like, what would be like a failure? Because like, I expect us to make the quarterfinals at least. Like, if we don't make the quarterfinals, it's a failed campaign.
Yeah.
And if we get eliminated in the quarterfinals, we underachieve. But if we make the semis and up, you know, even if we don't win it, it's high.
I need you to get grouped. But
I know everyone's waiting for it.
Mbappe
Like,
is not touching the Champions League.
Dude, Real Madrid
That's
hasn't
crazy.
lost
He's
a league
cursed,
game since last year.
scenes if Harry Kane wins a UCL before Mbappe and the
For
Galacticos.
GTA 6.
Bro, scenes when Harry Kane wins the trophy, period, man.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was a good conversation, boys. There you guys have it. That was our top 8 lists, our rankings for the new UCL format, the new season. As of right now, we're recording on a Monday, so I believe next week, right? Next Tuesday is when the first game starts. Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting with a new format. Let us know what you guys think about our list. Let us know who you guys think will win the UCL. And yeah, from everyone at Footy Gents, me, Evie, Sultan, Ilya, and all the boys, we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.